Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin and Cardano. In this video, we're going to take a look at both charts, and today we can see quite a bit of a sell-off. Yeah, that is what we expected. Actually, I talked about in the previous video today that we would now most likely come down to 41k, and there we are. So let's take a look at the chart, what could happen next, and also Bitcoin and, well, Cardano. Before we start, I wanted to have a look at the Fear and Greed Index. That still shows 52, very neutral. I think that is lagging behind, so I don't think that's accurate anymore. It will probably go down tomorrow. We'll see, but that's still showing neutral here. But that was at the level of around 44k, so I think that is going to drop, especially at such a fast drop. Looking at the Bitcoin shorts versus long, very interesting actually that yesterday we talked about it and we could see more, or we could pretty much see a 50-50 short long ratio. Now, if I go to the last 4 hours, we can see clearly that the shorts are going higher. Pretty much all above 50% and the longs below 50%. So on the exchanges, you can see that the short positions are increasing, just showing the sentiment is getting a little bit bearish for Bitcoin. If I had to go to 12-hour period as well, if we go to 24 hours, it's more 50-50 like, because that is what it was yesterday. But especially the last 30 minutes, the lower the time frame now, you can actually see the especially the 5-minute time frame, you can see how the shorts are actually increasing. So just pointing towards further drops potentially. On the other hand, if too many shorts are opened, then the market is most likely to go up again. But yeah, I mean, we are coming down to this key support level. That's Bitcoin. Zooming out very briefly, and then we go into the detail. My scenario here is that we did come up in to the obviously the old all-time high in April 21, and an impulsive move that was a wave 1 in my interpretation here. Then we come down currently in a wave 2. That wave 2 is split in an A, B, C as per the Elliott Wave method. And the wave C, I think, is not complete yet. I had a few questions. Can the wave C not be complete here? In my view, not. Typically what this market does, especially the Bitcoin price, it makes lower lows. Yeah, it makes a final sell-off. You typically wait for that last sell-off, and that would land here, in my view, in the region between 20 and 28.7k, whereby the 28.7k is actually the maximum or the minimum of that correction, right? I would actually rather expect lower prices than 28.7k. Bear in mind, I talked about this scenario since the end of November, and it became my primary one when we dropped below 53k on the 4th of December. I told you back then that at 53k, that if we lose that level that was up here, that we are going to see a strong price drop. And on one day, it dropped all the way down to 42. That was, basically back then expected. And we then moved down all the way according to my expectations. We are currently also moving up in line with expectations. When we came down here, I told you that this is the target area where I would expect the wave 4 to land. We did max it out, not quite maxed it out, but came very high. And now we are moving down, and we're going to zoom in a second. But yeah, I think we could now be on the way to that 20 to 28.7k area. We are still, though, in a sideways move, and we have sold off quite a bit now. So we can possibly expect a little bit of a retracement now to the upside again. But let's go into the detail here. There are two scenarios for everybody who's new on the channel. First scenario, what I would still primarily expect, what I've also emphasized in my last videos, that we are going to go down from here straight away into that target area. Yeah, so of course not in a straight line, but it would not make significantly higher highs anymore. The alternative scenario is that Bitcoin would break out above 46.5k. That would then unlock higher prices all the way up to 65k. Yeah, it's all based on Fibonacci levels and the Elliott Wave rules. But only if that level gets broken. This would not, however, support new all-time highs, very importantly, okay? And then we would come down. So the alternative scenario here would just be an extension of the whole correction that has now lasted nearly a year, because the correction started in the beginning of April. Yeah, not quite a year, but 10 months now. So earlier today in the video, we took a look at this, and I told you that I very, very shortly expect here a decision, because at the moment we are still in a range here. Yeah, if the level breaks out to the upside, higher levels all the way up to 46.5k. If it goes to the downside, then levels between 20 and 28.7k, which I expect anyway. The question is just, do we go there straight away or in an yeah, does it take a bit longer? Overall, my primary expectation is that we have seen here an ABC, which is a correction, and now we could be seeing, and that is exactly what I mentioned in the previous video, that we could be seeing here the decision starting. So 1, 2, that you now are in a wave 3, 4, and the wave 5 would then possibly land here somewhere in there, with the wave 3 most likely being the longest one. And this could really be playing out. How that wave is coming down here currently could really be wave 3, because wave 3 is typically very strong. Told you that I primarily still expect the sell-off here, also because we made a lower high here, yeah, and because we were lower high here, and because on the daily, oops, sorry about that, on the daily MACD, just close this, on the daily MACD we saw it turning around to the downside. And while there is still scope on the higher time frame indicators, like the 4-day chart, for example, further scope to move higher, I said that I do expect a decision here to be made on the daily indicator, basically how it was already turning around. And I think we can see the confirmation now, and we start to move lower here, and we've even now moved into the bearish range of the daily RSI, and we can see that on the MACD here as well. Possibly tomorrow, depending on how this is now turning out, we could really go here into the bearish range and get a bearish crossover on the daily MACD. And I think if you see that, then we are going to see quite a significant price drop that could be similar to what you saw here, yeah, after that wave 4 played out here in the last 4 weeks here, you know, that quite significant drop from 44k all the way down to 33k. It starts quite impulsive here, and what we need to acknowledge here, if I go to the 1 hour chart, we are making here a lower low. Yeah, you are making a lower low, and we had the 41k support level here. And you know, we also here, we made a lower low compared to the previous ones here. So to be honest, I think we could really go down from here. But bear in mind, on the 1 hour chart, you're now massively oversold. So you can expect a move to the upside, a lower high, I would expect, before we then move down further. That is how it typically happens. So if we have this wave 3 here, what you do expect within that wave 3 as well, you would expect 5 waves. Okay, so what we could see here, yeah, I mean, from here, I don't know how that will look like, but just to give you an idea, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that would then complete the wave 3. And so you also expect within this sub-waves, okay? So we have now moved down quite a lot. I would not expect it to break it just straight away. I think we can see here probably another counter reaction, but we have now come quite clearly below the 50-day moving average. And yeah, I think we could really be heading that way now. I told you in one of the previous videos as well that the whole move, I mean, this here was a wave 4 as well, yeah, end of December, that all of this really looked very much like what we did back then, yeah. So you had your move up, yeah, and then you had basically your double top. We had it here as well, yeah. And then we basically had a move down, another move up, and that was it, yeah, then we came down. So that is also here similar to what we did in this wave 4, which was in the middle of January, where also you had pretty much a double top here. Yes, the second low was lower, but then you moved down. You can see it here. We moved down as well. Then we moved up, and that was it. Made another lower high. Yeah. So you made basically here 3 lower highs. That was in 2 lower highs. Yeah, back in January, and here, yeah, it was basically a double top, and the third one was lower. But it is pretty much a very similar chart pattern, where you just, because it is how it works out, you know, these move in cycles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have it as well here 1, 2. Now the 3 might be what's going on now. 4, 5. To really break through now, we need to break the 41k. So we're at this key level that I mentioned earlier in the video, and it's getting very exciting now. Can't wait to see when it's playing out, but imminently I would expect a little bit of a reaction to the upside. So pretty much what you had at the minimum, what we had here, yeah, as I just said, it's a similar pattern. We moved down here as well, where we also came down on the 4 hour chart. We were also getting oversold here, for example, and then you had a little bit of a move up, but that was lost very quickly again, you know. So it's similar situation we are currently in. So yeah, I mean, from here just to move up now, it's getting less likely, I must say that. But really to confirm here the breakdown, we need to break below 41k. That's it. We need to do it. The bears need to push lower to confirm my primary expectation. Cardano as well, coming currently back, at least a little bit of excitement here, because it was really just moving sideways here for a while. To be fair, it still is moving sideways. If we zoom out a little bit, we are still in this descending channel here. Yeah, nothing too exciting, very clearly in this descending channel at the moment. Possibly might have seen the wave 4, as I said in previous video. We might now also be here in a wave 5 already, where you saw your wave 1, 2, and we now might be starting here the wave 3, but it is moving much less clear than, for example, Bitcoin at the moment. But also here, come down currently to a key support level at $1.02. Also a key level that we had here on the chart, that horizontal support line. But within this, above this line, we are here in this descending wedge, which is actually bullish pattern. So it remains to be seen what is actually playing out. Because if you take this white horizontal line and this descending trend line is actually a descending triangle, so rather bearish, we need to see what's playing out. But if Bitcoin drops below the 41k, I think we can be very certain that Cardano will certainly see the 92 cents. And if we then break Bitcoin also here below 39k, which is the lower support level of my target box for that wave 4 that we actually reached, if we break below that 39k, I think then we come down very quickly here to 33k, and then I think ADA will drop below 92 cents. That's unfortunately how it is, but it is nothing we don't have on the chart here. So we've got this scenario here where we would probably then look at a level between 30 and 55 cents. So as I said, at the moment the breakdown is not confirmed yet, but it's looking more likely the way how all of this here is currently developing. I mean, some people might interpret into this, especially for Bitcoin now, yeah, a bull flag still, yeah, something like that, where you have something like that. And to be fair, it is, don't think it's possible. I don't think it is. Yeah, of course it could break out to the upside here. Nothing is impossible. We are still in a channel. I wouldn't call that a bull flag. It just looks much too choppy for that. Especially as we dropped below the 50-day moving average again. It looks far too impulsive, yeah. But it's important to be aware here of potentially this support line on which we're currently landing here, exactly here at 41k. Yeah, so certainly. And yeah, obviously if you break here through the resistance, you might actually have a breakout. That resistance level though is currently, if we just moved up straight from here, that would be now at 44k, okay? So we are here in this channel. That can possibly, if you know, that could actually take us here a while now to play out, because if we are really in this channel, we don't see a breakout. You could see now a counter reaction again to the upside here and maybe one more to the downside. So it could take a little bit longer. Yeah, if we don't break quickly here through the 41k today or tomorrow, don't expect it today necessarily, but certainly tomorrow it should happen. If it doesn't happen, then it might really be a little bit more ups and down movement here and might take even longer. So it might get boring again. It's just getting a bit interesting. I'll keep you definitely updated. Hope you liked the update about Bitcoin and Cardano. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you really like the content, maybe consider to join the channel membership, join Telegram, Discord, and a weekly live stream. That's all you get with the silver membership. Yeah, you can do that on my website. Link is in the description. Or you can do it here on YouTube. Thanks a lot for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.